We are to start the fourth session of the day, and I have to introduce to Yunfan Qian with the presentation that is about applying satellite technology to forest fire management. So, Yunfan, as you wish.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Yunfan, and I'm the student of the Master in Forestry Management based on data science of the University of Valladolid. The topic I want to introduce is about sorry. Sorry, give me a minute. Okay. The topic I will share is about the use of satellite data in the management of the forest fires. So my presentation is in 5 parts, as we can see. The forest fire, which happens almost every day everywhere in the world, which bring great damage to not only the forest but also the humanity and and the CO2, which emit in and the CO2, which can lead to climate change. So now we have satellite remote sensing technology, which has a great range of spectral range, and which can have data almost every day of everywhere in the world. So the basic theory of the use, why we can use satellite to detect or analyze the forest fires, because there's two atmospheric windows in the atmosphere, which has 3 to 5 micron, and the other has 8 to 14 micron, which means in these two range bands, and the radiation of the infrared of the surface Earth surface can pass through the atmosphere without any observation. So the surface temperature of the ground is about minus 40 degrees to plus 40 degrees, which means the wavelength of the infrared is about 9 to 12 micron, which is exactly in the second window. And when there's a fire, when there's a volcano, the surface temperature can reach easily up to 600 grade, or we can say about 1,000 K, which lead to emission of infrared that has a wavelength about 3 to 5, which is in the first window. That means the satellite, or we say remote sensing, can easily receive the emission or the radiation from the Earth and can provide, can analyze its data. So there are several remote sensing satellites in the world, and every country has or has one. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I used to speak Spanish for a long time. Sorry, but my Spanish is poor. So United States has Landsat, India has the second one, France, Canada, and the European Space Agency, and Japan, and also those great countries we know that almost every country has its own remote sensing satellite, and we can see in this picture, this is the information of the bands, or the wavelengths of the bands of Landsat Ultra, Landsat 8, sorry. And its resolution of the pictures, that is like this one. So next, the analysis of the fire has to be, when the fire occurs, by comparing the satellite image of the forest fire before and after the fire, we can know the area of the surface and the intensity of the vegetation loss, and which we use index NDVI, which is normalized difference vegetation index, which tell the index of the vegetation of the various. So by comparing the NDVI before and after the fire, we can know how much change the forest in one area. And when we have the data of the forest fire for many years, for about 40 years or 50 years, 40 years, and we can use neural networks or machine learning or deep learning to analyze this. By analyzing these data, we can predict the accuracy of the fire. For example, the moderate resolution spectral imaging satellites by NASA collect data to predict the possibility or probability of fire in one location and in different environmental conditions. So not only we can analyze after the fire is occurred, but also we can trick the fire when it's occurring. Sorry. So, for example, the Himawari 8 is a satellite of Japan that has a frequency of observation every 10 minutes. It means that it can take a photo of an area every 10 minutes, which is very frequency. And later we can. Here I will show how to analyze the data of a forest fire by using the software Idris Kimahalo. the information of this small forest fire is like this: its location, its data. We can find from the news where and when happened a fire, and we can also analyze directly the image taken from the satellite to find where it has changed the forest and analyze if that's a fire. So we can found a lot of forest fire that we haven't seen or haven't recorded by the news or research. Here we have the picture, which is a fake RGB picture. Means that the blue color of this picture is the the blue picture of color of this picture is using the green band of the Landsat 8, and the green one used the red band, and the red color here is the infrared, near infrared of the Landsat. So we can calculate the NDVI before and after the forest fire. We can see that here is a huge difference, and after that we can calculate the difference between those two pictures, and we can focus on the mean fire area, and we can see the intensity of the change of the NDVI, or we can see the intensity of the fire is analyzed quantitatively like this, and we can also classificate the area. For example, here the green one means the most the greatest damage. The yellow one means the medial damage, and the red one means there's little damage. And by calculating the pixels, we can know how many area of the surface. So that's all. That's my presentation. Thank you for all.